And it's recording now.
Well, great. Thank you, MJ. And hi, everybody. Hope you've had a great week. I haven't had a chance to meet everybody yet, so I just wanted to introduce myself and say hi to all of you. I'll be doing the wrap up with Kim today, so very excited to go over what we learned and play a game and make it fun for a Friday. So my name is Alli. I work for the Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. MJ is at the one in Madison. So we have two children's hospitals in our state, which is pretty cool. I run the program called Project Adam, which you've learned about a little bit. So I work with a lot of the people that presented this past week. So I'm very excited to be here with all of you. How are you liking the Zoom thing? Thumbs up, is it working for everybody? You're liking that type of learning? Cool.
For me.
It's kind of different, like seeing yourself while you're talking, or while you're listening. But all right, well, let's jump in. And even if you didn't get a chance to see all the presentations, we'll keep it kind of light today and just go over a few of the things that you might have learned. So we'll talk a little bit about Heart Safe Schools. We'll talk a little bit about the hands-only CPR video you may have watched. And then we'll make sure you know where it is if you'd like to look at it in the future or share it with your school or with your family or friends. And then we'll talk a little bit about the AED drills. I know you've probably heard Nurse Kathy talk a little bit. I know she had a pretty cool presentation this week, talking a little bit about why we do a drill to practice getting the AED in a school. And then we had some awesome nurses and professionals, medical professionals, present on the cath lab. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that presentation, definitely go back and watch it. And we'll talk a little bit about the cath lab in the bingo game as well. So just to briefly review Adam's story, you know, I guess on a Friday, a little bit of, you know, sadness, and the fact that stories like this still do happen today. And we have to do a better job of making sure that everybody knows how to do CPR, how to get the nearest automated external defibrillator, call 911. And that's the cool part about all of you being here today is it's just so exciting to know that you guys are going to be the future of the medical and public health professionals across the country. So it's very exciting to be here with all of you. So Adam was 17. He was playing basketball and he suddenly collapsed. Just very healthy young man, nothing really wrong with him. CPR was initiated, so they started doing the chest compressions. Everybody kind of cleared in the gym and they called 911. No automated external defibrillator or an AED was available within the school. And that part, back in 1999, so over 20 years ago, you guys were not born, but there wasn't these devices in schools. So you really had to wait for the ambulance and a trained professional to get there. So Adam really didn't have a chance. The ambulance and the emergency medical professionals arrived. And by that point, even though they were right across the street, it takes time to get the gear, get everything together, get out the door, get into the school, figure out where they're going. Adam had passed away. So we won't rewatch this video, but we want to make sure that you have the link to it, and we'll definitely make sure you have all these links. This talks a little bit about Adam's story and how the program Project Adam came about to really help schools to get AEDs and to make sure that they are heart safe. So a little bit about sudden cardiac arrest. You know, it's one of those terms that it often gets confused with a heart attack. And if we take away the picture, it's really a sudden cardiac arrest comes out of nowhere, so the word sudden, and the heart stops beating correctly. And so what happens is, if you kind of watch my fist, the heart is kind of quivering and it's not beating effectively. So when that happens, the blood is not going to the rest of the body, keeping your organs alive. And if an AED doesn't get applied, if a person is in a cardiac arrest, that dangerous rhythm will keep happening and the person will not survive. So that's why immediate action needs to happen. And this picture, you know, on the left side, it talks a little bit about heart attacks. And a lot of people think, you know, heart attacks only happen to older people, and they are more common in older people, but it's more of a plumbing issue where the blood is not moving through the heart the right way. With a sudden cardiac arrest on the right side, it's more so an electrical problem where the heart is not wired and beating effectively so that it can pump blood to the rest of the body. And the reason that Project Adam focuses, and so many people do, on making sure that people know how to do CPR, people have AEDs nearby, is because we know that sudden cardiac arrest we can help these people that are suddenly going into this dangerous rhythm. So we know that it works, but we just need more people to know it. So you learned a little bit about heart safe schools, and really a school is prepared to respond to a sudden cardiac arrest during and after the school day. School is going to look a little bit different for all of us next year. Obviously, it's kind of hard not knowing what that's going to be, but anytime that there are a large number of people learning and playing sports, there really should be a plan in place. And we think about almost anything we do in life, we practice it, right, to get better. So whether you do a sport, or whether you play an instrument, or whether you read, you practice and you get better at all those things. And so we want to do the same thing for a sudden cardiac arrest so that we don't lose another person that way. And then number two, we want schools to practice this response by running a drill. And, you know, I think being in schools, you all know how many different drills we might do for different emergencies. But even if you can help and encourage the school to bring the AED every time, even if they're just practicing a medical emergency where somebody is collapsing, bringing that AED to the scene every single time can help to make sure that it's there in case somebody is in a cardiac arrest. And then heart safe schools make sure that they keep up their CPR and AED training skills. So as you're getting into higher grades, and you may already learn CPR and AED skills at school, but you'll learn it for sure if you haven't already. So as I'm moving along, I want to pause for a minute. Are there any questions that are coming up yet?
Nope.
Okay, good. And so a little bit about this Heart Safe School checklist. It's important to know that it's good to find a mentor at your school, whether it's a school nurse, or maybe it's your Ready Camp counselor, if you have one in your school, or a teacher that you know well, to help you out with this. Because just like anything, becoming a heart safe school can sometimes seem overwhelming, but we really don't want it to be. It's about 14 different things, including making sure that there's AEDs and that people are trained. And getting a mentor to help fill out the checklist can help you, and then Project Adam can help you fill in the gaps. So I'm going to quickly just pull up the Heart Safe School checklist so you can see it. Are you guys seeing the checklist like a document now instead of that presentation?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So this first section talks about the equipment. So making sure that there are AEDs on your school campus. And then this next little section talks a little bit about having a team. And so that means having a group of people that are trained or certified in CPR, AED, and first aid skills. And if you heard Nurse Kathy talk, they actually, I believe, have some students that serve on that response team. And that's a pretty cool thing too, to know that you all as students can be involved in this. And then if we move to the third section, we talk about having a plan. So kind of just making sure that it's written down. So if somebody collapses, we call the team that's within the school that knows CPR. We make sure that we call 911 and they know that the school knows how to call 911 and making sure that it doesn't bounce back, and that there's also a communication code to make sure that everybody in the building knows what's going on. And then the last section, or two sections, we talk about training. So we want to make sure that there's staff trained, and we don't talk about students trained, but we want students trained as well, and then running that AED drill. And so the checklist is on our website, so we'll make sure you have all that. And again, we don't want it to make it seem like it's something that's, you know, super challenging. If you have a mentor, that can really help. And then those of us at Project Adam, our staff and our volunteers are here to help your school and help you. So a few things about talking about just the Heart Safe School piece, that you can work with your school to fill out that checklist as an initial. So it's kind of like a little practice test to see what the school has in place. You and your mentor can fill that out, and then you turn it into Project Adam. And then we help to get you the resources that you need to finish the checklist. You can encourage your school to run an AED drill, even using the video that Nurse Kathy was in and that she might have showed, and the, you know, even the training video that Kim talked about on Tuesday, showing that, you know, this is important to run a drill. And there's already some videos out there that can help you, that can help our school get it done. And then we want you to reach out to our team if we can help. So backing up one slide, well, actually I didn't have a slide on it, but a little bit about for those of you that watched the video about the cath lab in our heart clinic. So that kind of gave you a look at what it might look like to work in pediatric cardiology. And that's a pretty neat thing to go back and watch too, if you are interested in working in the emergency preparedness and health area. And it can give you an idea about like how working with kids versus working with adults would be different. So that's kind of a cool video, and it's so neat that all the videos are available for you to go back. But I really encourage you to go back and watch that one if you're interested in a career, especially in working with kids in the future. And then we wanted to make sure you had all of our contact information. So we wanted to make sure that you have all our emails. If you're interested in follow-up or, you know, eventually shadowing, when we can shadow and observe people but socially distance. But just to make sure that you know that we're here for you and want to help you as you move along in your journey. And then we have a bingo party. So before I move on, are there any questions about any of the things that you learned this week or about any of the resources that you could take back to your schools? I see Damien's no. Jordan's no. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we have a pretty good team of people that have been pretty thorough this week, hopefully for you guys. And you guys have tons of information because this is all recorded. This is all goes back onto YouTube. So if you needed to reach out to us, you'd be able to go back through the different days and find information for us. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see. So I think now would be a good time to go ahead and play our bingo today. And I'm gonna pull up the bingo cards because there was a couple people. Yes, you are famous. Absolutely, Damien. You are famous now. The world can see you. I know a couple people didn't have their bingo sheets or didn't have access to a printer. So let me just like scroll down. Don't use these links because I'm not 100% sure. Oops, sorry. That they wouldn't take you somewhere that they shouldn't. So maybe I'll just scroll down to cards that weren't distributed. And that way, those of you that have your cards, they won't be duplicates. All right. And on your cards, you'll notice, let's see, that there is, I'm going to ask you questions. So you have to think a little bit here. And I would, you know, since Ready is about building is teamwork, and, you know, and leadership, feel free to like raise your hand or like take yourself off mute and answer the question, because I'm not just going to pull words. I'm going to ask a question and the word is going to be on your bingo sheet somewhere that like answers the question. So somebody will need to answer the question and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to pull them out randomly. So I have my little bag here. Let's celebrate. And we'll start with the first one. And they're going to be easy because I'm going to give you what day you maybe learned about them and some background on it. So this is something that you do if you don't know what's wrong with a person and they are not breathing and unresponsive. What would you do? And we learned this on Tuesday.
CPR.
Absolutely. Good job. So you would perform CPR on somebody who is non-responsive, not breathing. All right. How far do you push with your compressions in CPR?
1.5 to 2 inches.
Yep, very good. All right. Who's the rock star of Ready Camp? And make sure that all of you guys are getting an amazing preparedness experience.
MJ.
Yes.
Yay.
She'll say it's teamwork.
Yes, that's
MJ's the heart.
It's a whole team. It's not just me.
And it's mostly you.
She makes it sure everything happens.
I wouldn't be able to do this every day if everyone else didn't help.
Just embrace it, MJ.
All right.
I would say the Ready Campers are the rock stars.
Aww.
Mm.
So for every minute a person who needs CPR does not receive CPR or AED, how much chance at survival do they list, or do they lose?
10%.
10%. Yep. Very good. This is always I know what this is. So on Thursday we talked about the heart and a lot about like the cath lab and did a lot with the cardiac side of things. How many ventricles does the heart have?
4.
4. Very good. Good job.
Yay. I know how many things are in a heart.
All right. This lady gave us a very passionate,
Starfish.
recording or presentation on Wednesday, and she's a school nurse.
That must be Kathy.
Kathy.
Kathy, that is correct. Going back to Wednesday and the AED school drill, how many minutes did Kathy say was ideal to get the AED to a person?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yep. 2 minutes or under, right?
I have a bingo.
Oh, do you have a bingo? Who was that, Rayanne? Or
Janice.
Janice? All right, Janice, you want to read your bingo off to us?
A 2 minutes CPR, MJ, and 10%.
Yep. All right, so you're our first winner. We'll keep
Same.
going. Oh, Damien, did you have it?
Yes.
Oh, very good. I love it. I love seeing your card. You do have it. So Damien and Janice both have a bingo. Awesome. All right. We'll keep going. What was the story that Kathy shared with us that is also something that MJ personally has in her thesis? Talks about this in her thesis. You might not know that MJ has this talks about this in her thesis, but
They wouldn't know that.
they wouldn't know it. But like, it's a little note that
Starfish?
you're gonna. Yep, the starfish.
I have a bingo.
Awesome.
I also have a bingo.
Rayanne and Jordan both have bingo. Awesome. All right. We'll go ahead and just ask our rest of our questions. So what does the ADAM Project ADAM stand for? What does that acronym mean?
Automated defibrillator in Adam's memory.
Perfect. And you would use these to protect yourselves. Like the face masks that Kathy shared with you about how you cover the face and can then pump the air into somebody, so you don't have to do that. The gloves that I talked about. PPE.
Another bingo.
You got another one? You got 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. You guys all know who to call for emergencies, right?
911.
911. Let's see. In the cath lab video yesterday, they talked about different defects that children are born with. Which was the most highest percentage of defects for little kids?
Cardiac defect.
Yeah.
I got another bingo.
Woo! Was that Rayanne? She's got 2 bingos now too?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna just do 2 more. Let's see. And well, we talked about this all week, about how we can all be what? That this
Leaders.
matters.
Leaders.
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 Got
Each and
another.
every one of
I
you.
got another bingo.
Oh, she's got 3 now. She's
So
still
do
got
I.
3.
Same.
All right. And then just one final. Who can be the leader at their school, in their community, at Ready Camp?
Me.
wherever?
All of us.
Me, all of us. That's right.
I got another.
So see, like we've got
Same.
bingos everywhere. All right. So good job, you guys, this week. It was really nice talking with you and being with you. Let me stop the sharing here. But like, just a reminder that like this week, we put throughout the challenge to all of you guys to possibly make a CPR poster, a CPR video, to develop your own kind of public service announcement that could possibly use in the community. We even said that if it was really good, then like Alli could like, possibly take it back to the team because we're working on public service announcements. So, so make sure you get that to MJ, and then I believe Dorothy and a bunch of people at WEM are going to be judging them, and so they'll be getting back. You have 6 different rows of 4. That's awesome. But yeah, so make sure you do that and get those, work on those and get them to MJ over the weekend so that we can send them on to be judged. So does anybody else have any questions or anything they'd like to ask about?
Actually, I'm pretty sure everybody has like a lot of them.
I'm pretty sure they do too.
Like 10. Everybody has like 10 because of all of the bingo cards together.
Yep, you're all winners.
There's like 10 or 20.
Well, I have more of a fun fact, but since you guys learned about WEM last week and about the REACT Center, we are actually required as part of our contracts to have, when we have so many people out here training, to have an ambulance service and to have instructors that are CPR certified. Like it's actually written in an official government contract, and we have to present our licenses and all that stuff. So it is something they take very seriously, especially if we have, next week we have 220 people coming out here for one event. We got to have CPR people ready, and that could be anybody. So I think that's cool that we learned about this today.
Cool.
Awesome.
This is my dog named Bullet.
Hi, Bullet. He is cute.
Hey, Bullet. And Rhiannon said that both of her cat and her dog were sleeping.
Yeah.
They weren't interrupting her Zoom call today, so.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, look at that.
Mr. Jackson. Bullet's 8 to 12.
Okay.
Jackson's like 4 or 5.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Love seeing all the animals.
Very cool. Awesome. So anyone have any other questions for Kim or for Alli? And Rand says her dog is only a year old.
Still a binder.
Awesome.
My dog Princess is 4.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. So next week, we're going to learn about healthcare professions. And so we will start off Monday. I will be sending out a lot of information. I'll send out the plan for the whole week. And then on Monday, are going to be some links that have several videos in it. So watch those videos if you can before Monday's call. And we're going to have Pam Gutman, who is part of our leadership team. She is a public health nurse in Eau Claire, which is in northern Wisconsin. And they're going to talk about the coronavirus pandemic. So Janice, you might be able to get some information for your study that you're doing and your presentation in September. And she's going to have one of her nursing students joining her also. And they're going to tell us about all that they're doing with the pandemic from a public health perspective. And as a student nurse, one of her student nurses, Peyton is her name, is going to join us also. So, and invite any of your friends if they are interested in nursing or any of the healthcare professions. Tuesday, we're going to have an overview of the different roles in the emergency department, and Lisa Ebert, as one of our team members, is going to do that. Wednesday, we're going to visit the pediatric emergency department here at American Family Children's Hospital. And then Thursday, you're going to learn about flight, the medical profession in providing helicopter care through, actually Lisa's invited her team, and we may have our team here at UW Hospital as a backup just in case they're out on a flight, as we did with our ambulance. We never know when they're going to have a flight and have to take care of real patients. So anyway, and then Friday, where it's going to be a surprise, I'm working with our simulation center to actually, so that you can learn how doctors and nurses actually learn all of the skills here at the hospital. So, so that's kind of planned for next week. So it's going to be exciting again. All right. So join us on Monday at 12:30. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just feel free to send an email, and feel free to continue to do work on the projects and send those. And hopefully over the weekend, because we don't have quite as busy of a weekend, I can get some more Amazon gift cards out to everyone. So that would be great. Okay. All righty.
I'm about to be followed.
Oh, look at that. And who is that?
So cute.
Jackson.
That's Jackson, huh? Awesome. Very cool. See, that's the benefit of having Ready Camp virtually, that we can meet your pets too, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to bring your pets with you to Ready Camp. So this way we get to learn all your family members, which include your pets. They're family members too, aren't they? Yeah. Too bad I wasn't at home. I'd show you my cats. I have Oreo, and we have Oreo and Mittens. So, yep. Mittens doesn't come to me. She only goes to Paul. So.
Hey, MJ, tell Paul that we actually just found a bunch of cats in the yard and we need him to come take them. So, in our training yard.
We have enough with 2, but I bet there are Ready Campers who would like to take them.
I'll send pictures next time to get everybody all like, oh.
That sounds good. Awesome. That's how we got our 2. They were born in our yard. And so, yeah, Rayanne says she'll take them, but she's in Texas.
Rayanne, I'll have Grandpa drive them up, so.
Yeah, he'd have to bring them with. All right, sounds good. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.